building. It's your boy DZ. You already know it's not about the setback, it's about the get back. And we're gonna continue our discussion that we was having about the election. You know, we got difference of opinions on who is gonna win this election and who we might vote for, who did we vote for. But if I would have voted, I told you who I would have voted for. But your
Well,
opinion is
I think that
common.
I think that we're both similar in the sense that it is very much a tight race. You know what I'm saying? It's very much neck and neck, and it is gonna come down to the margin. So I think that we're on the same page in that.
You
My
gotta make
headphone
sure
not
you.
working.
Now it's working, but you just gotta be close to it.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be a tight race. I definitely do agree with you there. The margin is definitely going to be tight. It's going to come down to the wire, I think. I think that those swing states are definitely going to be vital as far as determining who's going to come out on top.
Okay. So you think Kamala's gonna get it?
Like I said, it's really up in the air. It really can go either way. I wouldn't be surprised for either to win. I really would. I could see
Okay.
it going. I could really see it going either way. I really can.
Okay. And you think that Kamala's gonna deliver?
I mean, that's a question for both of them, but I feel as though my gripe with the race is that I feel like the reasons that I hear that people try to discredit her are based off of stereotypes. That is my personal opinion. I feel like when certain people bring up arguments about why she wouldn't be a good candidate, they bring up the fact that she's not black or she's a woman, and I feel like those aren't good reasons. I feel like if you're going to disagree with her policy or you disagree with her character, then that's one thing. But to say she can't run the country simply because she's a woman or because she's not black or whatever the case is, I just don't feel like that's a valid reason. I also feel like people are standing behind the other candidate um, based off this delusion.
Gotta talk up. Your
I feel like
volume too
people,
low.
my volume low. All right, let me
Yeah,
take a
you
little
you
headphones off.
talking real like low, so you can't hear you that much.
Okay, am I better now?
There you go.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I was saying, I feel like people are standing behind the other candidate based off of this delusion with the check. I really feel like if his name was not on this check, he would not get half of the votes that he is about to get. But I feel like Trump used the fact that he knows that black people in particular do not understand how government runs and they are they're sticking by this delusion that because his name was on the check that it came from him, and that is incorrect information. And I'm saying that the people that are using that reasoning to go out and vote for him are in the wrong. You can vote for him if you agree with his policies because that is your right to do. That's why there are two candidates. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the people that are going in thinking that they're going to get something out of it based off of a circumstance that we haven't seen in years, a global pandemic. Anybody in his position at the time would have gave us that check. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, and I would agree with that, but he was there at the time, so
He was there at the time and he made sure that his name was on the check, so that's why he's getting the credit that he did. The other presidents that have stimulated us in the past were not concerned about putting their name on the check. He was,
understood.
because he knew that that was going to put in the minds of the people who don't understand government that it came from him, and it worked.
Okay, now somebody in the comments said, "What is Kamala's greatest accomplishments?"
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what is near and dear to you. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? It depends on what is near and dear to you.
Okay, so but are women just voting for Kamala because she's a woman and she's black, or
Yes. Yes, they
that's it.
are.
That's it.
Yes, they are.
So
Yes, they
they don't
are.
even.
People are running to the polls, standing behind this woman because she is colored, she is a woman, and they want to see something different. They want her to be the trailblazer for the first woman in office. They want her to be the first colored, because regardless of whether she's Indian, she's black, she could be purple. She's not white.
Okay.
And that's new for people.
So they don't even really care if the country goes upside down. They just want to put this woman in position.
Some people, yes.
So
Yes,
now
that's the
listen,
case.
by you saying that, and I'm glad that you said this, because that's why people ain't gonna vote for it. Because it's people that have that conscious mind that know that the other people are looking at it that way, and they're not gonna go that way because you feel that way. They're not gonna do that. It's like,
Because
why
there are
would I
people
vote?
that are doing that on the other side. There are people that are simply voting for Trump because he's not her. You see what I'm saying? Like they're voting for him just because it's not her.
But
They have no basis. They have no, like when you ask, oh, what did Trump do for you, whatever the case may be, they can't really answer the question. They just know that it's not her. And we don't like her. He's the other person to vote for. And
but
people can say the same thing on the other side. That's why I'm saying it's gonna be a very, very, very close race.
but we know though she's been in office, like somebody said, but she ain't trailblazed nothing in the past 4 years.
Okay, and let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I feel like the comparison that we put against these two are not is not fair. And like for people to say like, oh, she's been there for 4 years. She was not the president for 4 years. When Trump was in office, he was acting as the president for those 4 years. Kamala was not the president. She was the VP. And so to compare what they did when they was in two different positions, I don't feel like is accurate.
Yeah, but she still was in office and nothing was happening. So if she's in office and we had Joe Biden go up there and say, "You're not black if you don't vote for me," and she was in office as the black woman
I
and
don't think he
people
should have
voted,
said that. I don't think he should have said that. That was
but
not
he
something that he
did.
should have said. But like you said, they're doing it on both ends. What does Trump have to do with Chef G in the Bronx?
There you
You
go.
see what
I
I'm
said
saying? They're
that.
doing it on both sides.
Somebody in the comments said a lot will vote against her just because of those reasons also. And it says in office with a little control. Yeah, I mean, I know people going to vote against her just for those reasons, but we got to be real. We don't see no business mind from her. The
I
country's in an
agree. I
uproar.
agree. Because, like
So
you said, if this was Michelle, we wouldn't be having the same discussions. It is only because it is Kamala. And that's what people need to focus on. It's not the fact that because she's a woman that she can't lead, because she's not black, she can't lead. It's her character, it's her
yes,
principles, it's the way that she moves
yes,
that is throwing
yes,
people off.
yes. You can see the snake in her eyes. So people understand that. People are watching that, and it's like you're trying to deceive us. So are we going to let you deceive us? And the women that are voting for her, they're putting it aside that she's trying to deceive us. They're just accepting that it's a black woman running for president, and I want to get her in office.
But at the same time, we can argue that the things that Trump is putting to the forefront and not being sneaky about, some people do not agree with, which is why he's not getting their vote.
And you're right. I just feel he's just saying whatever sometimes. Sometimes I think he just says whatever just to stir things up. Even though that's probably not how he's going to go about it. He just stirs it up just because he knows the controversy is what draws the people. She
I
said
agree.
Trump had a chance and he failed miserably. Yeah, he did have the chance when he failed. He didn't make the get picked before, but I think this time here, he has a big shot because the people chose Joe over him last time, and they really regret it.
No,
And
he
we
has
got
a big chance because he's going up against her. If he was going up against Michelle, the margins would not be that close. I assure you. It is only because it is her in this position. Let's be honest.
well, they had a better chance of him going back against Hillary. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think uh uh uh
I
Kamala had a
agree. I
chance.
don't think I think that it was a smart move to take Joe out because after that debate, We all saw Joe was not fit for this. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good move to take him out, but to put her in is questionable because this is somebody that we have not heard from in the last 4 years. Like you said, she has been MIA, and now they put her at the forefront. And of course, she's campaigning. Of course, we're going to see her everywhere. They left her with 100 days to get her name out there and get all of America on her side. So you're going to see her pushing. You're going to see her on these different TV shows and doing these interviews and working hard and tirelessly. Trump's name has been out for years. You see what I'm saying? Trump's name has been out for years.
But we just
Trump
don't
has been
feel.
in. This is Trump's what, third race that he's been
Yeah,
running in. He went
yeah,
against Hillary. He went against Joe, and now he's going against her. So we know about Trump. We've seen Trump. We haven't seen this girl, this woman. Sorry,
yeah.
we haven't seen this woman. So she has to go harder than him. She has to go harder than him.
But you got to think about it. We haven't seen her, right? So now we have to trust that she's going to get in there and run the country financially. Our country is ran off of finances. All that black woman and power, that's good, yes, and it's like all love, but that doesn't run the country. The country's ran off finance. So
And
if
I
you,
agree, but to say that Trump did so much spectacular work for the economy when we were in a state where those things were going to naturally happen, I just do not think it is fair to give him all of that credit. We were in a pandemic. The gas prices were going to go down because nobody was going anywhere, and that's a fact.
and somebody said, whose page is she turning? Her own. Her own? Whose page is
I,
she turning? What you
I
said
don't
something
get
about
that
turning the
question.
page? Yeah,
I
I
don't get
don't
the
know.
question.
Yeah, did somebody say something about turning the page, or you saying whose pockets is she lining? Because I know that she's lining her own pockets with the situation. I do know that. But what was you just saying?
I'm not sure, but I just think, like I said, I think it's going to be a tight one. I think it's going to come down to what's important to each particular person. If you're thinking about more of the business end, if you're thinking about having somebody who's more aggressive in office, then you're going to go on that side. If you're thinking about going for the abortion rights and all that jazz that she's brewing, you're going to go on the other side. So it just depends on what's more important for you.
Okay, well she said he said that she said it, that she's
You're trying.
trying to turn the page from the last 4 years. It's definitely like if Kamala's been in there with Joe, what do you think is gonna be different that she's
Again, she was not the president. She
so what
was
do you
sitting
think?
next to the president, but she was not the acting president. So it is fair to say that she can turn a page because this is a new position for her. Not to
What do
say that
you
she's going to do it, but I'm just saying that to say that she could have done all these things at VP level is not accurate. That's all I'm saying.
but what do you think she's gonna do though? Like I all she said to us, she's gonna give the 25,000 down for the down payment. And I want to say about that, she's saying that to the people that are on Section 8 that are not even having an idea how to buy a house. So why would they go out and try to buy a house? So by you giving me that hope, knowing that I'm really not gonna do it, okay, yeah, I'm gonna vote for you because you gave me hope. She's telling them, I'm gonna give you $6,000 the first year when you have a child. All that's gonna do is make young girls that don't have the mentality and understand to say, oh, if I get pregnant and have a kid, I'm gonna get $6,000. You understand what I'm saying? Then she's saying she's gonna legalize marijuana after she done sent so many people to jail for the marijuana. We gotta pay attention. Say if I was selling a house, I would raise the price to 225K. There you go. And this guy just said it just the game. He said, yeah,
It
she's
is the
saying,
game, but both of them are gonna give you promises that are gonna come out at the end of the day. We can't say that just because she's saying things that's not going to be delivered that he is. We can't say that. We can't say just because she can't that he will.
but
That's not fair to say.
we know that when
That's
Trump
not fair to
when he want to put the pressure on something, he gonna try his hardest. You understand what I'm saying? Even though if he gets something that gets in front of Congress and it doesn't get passed, he's gonna push hard.
I
She's gonna
understand that,
be
and he is more aggressive. But what we have to take into consideration is that he is aggressive about what he wants to be aggressive about, and if it trickles down to you, then you could say, all right, well, he did something. You see what I'm saying? But it's like he didn't have you in mind when he did that. It just so happened to benefit you what he did. So it's the same mindset on both ends. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna push for what he wants to push for, and if it benefited you, great. If it didn't, you're not gonna feel that, and that's on
right.
both sides.
So now that's what I'm saying. This guy said, Did you live better under Trump's administration or her or Joe? Which one you
I've
think?
never lived in a pandemic. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, all right, yeah.
You see
But
what I'm saying?
yeah, but you know what I do want to say, right? Um,
But I'm gonna
Kamala.
say, you know what? I'm gonna say to that while we want to talk about our pockets, I guess, while our pockets might have been okay, I want to say that the spirit of the people when that man was in office, the division that he created throughout the country, I felt. I will say that. I feel like when he was in, I feel like it was a lot of hate, it was a lot of division. You saw a lot of crime based off of race and religion and things that we haven't really seen in other administrations. That's what
Okay,
I will say on that part. And I feel
okay.
like he was very still and quiet when those things were going on. Specifically, when we talk about the January 6th riot, that was the biggest example of him, really sitting back and kind of letting the people just wild out, for lack of a better word.
And I can agree that he did sit back and he did encourage them to come down there. I can agree with that. And it went too far. So that I can agree with what you're saying with that. But I just still don't think that Kamala is fit to run the country. The prices of everything is high right now.
I
How is she
agree.
going to get them down? She doesn't know how to get them down because she doesn't know how to put the stipulations on the other countries to let them know that if you don't do this, you won't be able to do this. They're trying to bargain and reason with these people when Trump is going to say, this is what it is, or we're not doing no business. And if she adapts that kind of mind state, in my opinion, then she would have a better shot in my opinion, to be the president.
I
But I don't
agree.
think she has
I
that
agree.
mindset.
I agree, but you have a lot of people who are already financially stable and they don't have to worry about what policies this man is going to bring in because that's not going to make or break them. So they can focus on the things that I spoke about, which is how did I feel when this man was in office? How did he enable other people to go out and do things that other presidents didn't? You see what I'm saying? And that's why I said it's really gonna come down to what people care about individually.
Right. But I just think that she hasn't shown anything to care about, but she's black and she a woman. I don't see. You say I'm in the military. Under Trump, I wasn't worried about deploying because he kept other world leaders in check. Under Biden and Harris, I have deployed every year. Pay attention.
And
And
that is
then
why he will
I
get
agree.
his
No,
vote because in his personal life, Trump has benefited him. And that is his right to go out and vote for the man who has made his life easier.
so, like he said, our military protects us. You know that, right? If we didn't have the military, these other people would be getting at us easy.
And I
So,
said in the comment from the last live that we do need his aggression. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? We do need his aggression. And I
So
do
why?
agree there.
So what do you think about if we get a woman in there and then these other countries start challenging us, sending missiles at us because they feel that we're weak?
Hold on, I'm in the airport.
You hear me? You hear what I said?
I heard what you said. I'm in the airport. They doing an announcement. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. You ready? You hear me?
I think we're gonna start boarding soon.
Okay. Well, let me know whenever
Yeah.
you start boarding.
Yeah, I will.
So, are they ready now?
Mm-mm. Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Um, yeah, I just feel like there's certain areas for both of them that we need. I feel like we need her compassion. I feel like we need his aggression. Which one America is going to think is more needed? You know what I'm saying?
But
It's gonna come up down to the
but
polls.
this is what I'm saying. If we get a woman in there and these other countries feel that we're weak and they want to challenge us, what are you going to do then?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna affect me the way it's affecting this man writing in the live. You see what I'm saying? Because he's on the front lines. I'm home.
He's the one that's out there making sure that you be able to be home regularly. This is what you're not paying attention to.
I am paying attention, but again, like unfortunately, the same way how Trump is thinking, like this is not going to affect my daily. That's just what it is, and that's what it comes down to is raw and uncut. You see what I'm saying? The same way how Trump is fighting for things that's going to benefit him, and if it trickles down to you, it trickles down to you. It's the same way here.
So
It's
that's
the
why
same
I'm
way
saying.
here.
So Kamala gets in there and a world war pops out and they come over here and you don't have nowhere to
We're
go.
sick.
And
We're
it's not,
sick. We're gonna
but
be
then
sick.
you're looking at like you used your emotional judgment to pick because it's a
But
woman.
we can't
Listen, hold
say
up, hold
that.
up,
This is what
hold
I'm
up,
saying. We
hold
cannot
up.
say that she's
You
going to
you
use this
use
emotion. Like
Yes, you picked Kamala from emotion because you wanted to share the compassion for her being a woman and black.
that
Now,
is not true. That is the stereotype that is being put on this woman. That because she is a woman, that she is going to lead with emotion rather than with logic. We would not say the same thing if it was Michelle. We are only saying this because it is her.
listen, the guy in the comments said freedom isn't free. Thank you to all our military members. And that's what you really have to understand. See, my mom was in the army. So I understand that the army is why we're able to move free. If we didn't have the protection to let these other countries know that we can't, you can't just come over here and do anything to us, they would have been can. You see how Russia rushed the other country because they felt that they were weak. Now
And
put them
I agree. I agree because Joe came off stupid weak, and we
and
looked stupid weak.
the guy says, but it does affect you. You can't convince some folks, and that's okay. And that's what he said. But it does affect you. It affects all of us. You understand
Listen,
what I'm
listen,
saying?
I agree with him. I agree with him in the sense that we did come off very much weak, and that is not okay. Like, we came off stupid weak in these last 4 years, but at the same time, there are other issues that people are concerned about, sad to say. Not a lot of people are taking into account the military, as we all know that it is very important. And these are the people on the front lines. But you have people that have other things that are prioritized to them.
But that should be the main priority, our safety. See, and what listen,
I
now
agree
listen,
with you, but that's
everybody
not
forgets.
everybody.
Everybody forgets about their safety because they're living in a free country. You understand what I'm saying? When you go to those other countries and them people like where you was just at tell you don't go outside at night and stuff like that, it's a different vibe.
Jesus.
Now, if we had that kind of energy here, you wouldn't be talking about voting for Kamala because your brain would be thinking about our safety. You understand
Listen,
what I'm saying?
I'm not the biggest advocate for the woman. I am just an advocate for her having a fair shot without the stereotypes and the biases that people are putting on her. Like I said, if you're going for him, then that is your right to do. If he has policies that you feel are going to better the country, then that is your right to go out there and support him. You see what I'm saying? And I'm never going to bash anybody for using their right to vote for somebody who they feel like is going to do something well for the country.
And I agree. I agree.
That is your right to do. You see what I'm
So do
saying?
you
But
think
all
she's
I'm
gonna do
saying
something
is
well?
that the issues that you're saying that we should be looking at so important, there are a lot of people who are not paying attention to those issues and they are paying attention to other issues that hit home to them.
But
That's
listen,
all I'm saying.
that's the problem. You thinking about the issues at home that you're dealing with, but you're not thinking about the issues that you could have. You understand what I'm saying? We really got to pay attention to that.
I agree
Don't
with
just
you
think
there.
about the issues that you're dealing with now. Think about the issues that can be created.
I
Now,
agree with you there, and that's not how the rest of the country is thinking. I agree with you there.
that's the problem, though. That's
I
why
agree with you there.
they are appealing to us with Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and Sexy Red because they know that the country is not thinking about if we out here and we have a war, we need to have aggression to make sure we protect it, or they're gonna come through and
Well,
storm
we
us.
we had this conversation the other day
I'm gonna
about
have it
these
before years be through.
celebrities coming out
Nothing.
here and endorsing the other sides and stuff like that. And what I will say to the Cardis and the Glorillers and the Sexy Reds and the Megans, it has completely turned the campaign into this ghetto BET space that we would not have seen, I don't believe, if Michelle and Obama or somebody like them were in position like this. There is no way Michelle would have grabbed half of the people that came up at these rallies, and that is a fact. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Kamala could have grabbed, Alicia Keys, a Queen Latifah, a Lauren Hill, those people. But like I said to you the other day, the
They
problem is
start
that in
grabbing
this
them late.
generation,
They
the
start
problem is
grabbing
that
those
is
other people late.
the problem is that is in this generation, we don't have too many people to grab onto. And Kamala is thinking about the people that we see on an everyday and that is influencing us on an everyday. And unfortunately, that is the Cardi, and that is the Sexy, and that is the Glow River. So we can't fault her for grabbing the most
But
influential
but
people
but
to us.
but now listen, people that have a little common sense, right? They're going to detail in their brain and say, these people are only looked at because they are on because of the music, but they don't have any smarts. When you listen to each one of these ladies' conversations, you can tell they're on another planet in the brain. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They are just financially straight in their music. You understand what I'm saying? But they don't have the sense because if they were not celebrities, they wouldn't understand what to look for in the vote.
And
Honestly,
again, I feel like both sides are doing it because, like I said, Trump also went and grabbed some rappers that he felt like was going to appeal to us. And that is a slap in the face to us because it shows that that is where they think our level is as far as politics. Grabbing people who are famous that we listen to every day that have no sense of politics, haven't spoke on politics before this, and now, if they go out there and pay them to go speak at these rallies, then they feel like we as Black people are now going to open our ears and listen. And that's a slap in the
Cardi,
face on both sides.
Cardi was reading from a phone. That's how you know it wasn't genuine. If you know what you want to say to deliver to the people, she couldn't even remember. She like, I need my phone. She delivered from the phone. I can't take that for face value because I can't take her serious at
Yes.
all
Well,
anyway.
yes, but at the same time, I mean, you don't know. She might have been like Carly doesn't speak on politics, so this might have been an area that she might have been
Yes,
insecure
she
about,
do.
and she wanted
Yes,
to
she
make
do.
sure that she was prepared and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? She's probably spoke on politics, but she hasn't spoken on
She
politics
said she
at this
was with
platform.
Joe
She
one
has
minute.
never been.
She said
She
she was
hasn't been
all
at no
for
rally.
Joe. And
She
you know how
hasn't
she
been
got
at
that
no
funny,
rally.
annoying voice, right?
Do you
And
honestly feel like Trump is gonna make you're gonna make more money? I can't base my pockets off of who's in office. That's just me personally. That's just me personally. I can't base that because I made a come up this year because I grinded that it was because I voted for this person, I voted for that person. So I don't really know how to answer that question.
yeah, we know that when Kamala get in there, she's not gonna be worried about
You know what I'm saying? If if
if
if
you
if
could pay
he
your bills.
wins,
She's
if
not
he
gonna be
wins
worried
and
about
I'll make more money, I'm not crediting him. I worked hard. You see what I'm saying? The same way if she
understanding.
wins, the
Understanding.
same way if she wins and I make more money, I'm not crediting her. I worked
Right.
hard for that.
Understandable. And we gotta agree with that because we can't give Trump the credit as in a working person. Now, if you have your own business and you at a big level and you getting tax breaks,
Yes,
then you would look at it like, yeah, Trump
yes,
is, but
yes,
not as if you're a working person and you just
yes.
got you working for a company. It's a different story. Now, I understand what you say when you say that. you know. But people gonna look at Trump because they know he's business, and they're gonna look at Kamala for not being business. We don't know anything business from her. So why would the people go on the side that are thinking business and they're thinking about the world being in an uproar, everything high, gas high, food high? Why would they go with somebody that they feel don't have no knowledge of how to get that under control when she's just saying that we're going to get these down, we're going to get prices down, we're going to get the living down. But you're just saying that, but we don't see how. Tell us how you're going to do this. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like her track record is not the best. I feel like she's still with an administration that came off weak, that most people were unhappy with for the most part. And she does have very much a shaky leg to stand on. And of course, Trump is using that to the advantage because he knows that. You know what I'm saying? He's seen the
Yes, he does.
displeasure in the last 4 years from the American people complaining about the gas prices, complaining about how everything is so high. I was one of those people. I was one of those people. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. It ain't changed
So I'm
though.
not
She
gonna. So
she
I'm
been in
not
there. It
gonna
ain't
say
changed.
that she's gonna sit there and do a whole 360. No, I'm not. But again, there are other policies and issues that Trump are planning to bring into place that again some people do not agree with, which is why they will not get her vote.
I don't. Do you? I don't trust
Do
Kamala.
I? Do I? I don't trust either one.
Okay,
I don't
me
trust
neither.
either
Me
one.
neither. I don't trust neither one.
That's
But
just a fact. I don't trust
I
either
just
one. I don't
definitely
trust the
don't trust
snake.
her.
I don't trust the snake who tells me he's a snake, and I don't trust
I
the
gotta trust
one
that
who
though.
tries
I
to
have
act
to
like
trust
he's not a
somebody
snake.
showing. I
I
have
just
to
don't
trust
trust it.
somebody showing me.
I don't trust the snake that shows me he's a snake because a snake is still a snake.
But
Thank you for
that
the
listen,
warning.
but
Thank you for
listen,
the warning,
listen,
but you're still a
listen.
snake.
No, that the reason why you trust the snake that shows you a snake because it lets you know how much distance you need to keep. See, Kamala's not letting you know that you need to keep distance. She's trying to bring you on in so she can go ahead and fade you on out, and you don't even understand that. You hear me? She's trying to
They're both
bring you
for
on
you to
in.
think that both of them are not snakes and both of them don't have their own personal agenda behind this is delusional. Let me
No,
say
I
that. You know what
do.
I'm saying?
What do you mean? I
So
do think they have their personal
so
agenda.
it's
I just see
yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
yeah.
showing me. He's showing. She's
They just
not.
it's
He
like I
like,
said,
"Beep."
a snake don't be a
She
snake.
doing
A
that.
snake don't
All
be
she's doing is this. Every time she look in the chair, I'm like, come on.
That's another thing. Like, how they mad because she's smiling? I guess because they
Because
feel like
it's
she's not supposed
phony.
to be smiling right now because the people are unhappy and she walking around with this big old grin.
It's phony though. When it's phony.
I
We
do
already know
agree.
Trump
I do
is
agree.
out
But
for
like I
revenge.
said, if we're not going to vote for her, it is going to be based off of her character and her policies. I do agree. Her character is shady. I told you that. Like she came on to the view and before she could breathe, I was like, yo, come on.
It's looking
You know what
shaky.
I'm saying? Like her mannerisms, the way that she uses like ebonics when she gets around a black crowd. All of a sudden she uses black lingo. She gets on these shows that she knows is like we see it. I'm not gonna say that we don't see it. Come on now.
We gotta be real.
But at the same time, on the other side, even though the snake told you he's a snake, he's still snaking.
But
He's
it
still
gives
picking
me
up
the
and he's
distance.
still doing his own dirt. You see what I'm saying? He's still doing his own dirt.
But I
So
know how to
you're
keep
damned
the
if you do, you're
distance.
damned if you don't.
It's like I know how to deal with a snake, but I don't know how to deal with somebody that's not showing me the snake. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm embracing you. Like everybody's embracing her. It's all love. Now, what if she don't deliver nothing? We just gonna say, oh yeah, that's just what happened. I wanted to support the movement.
And then what would we say on the other side if he doesn't deliver, but yet he was outright?
Yeah, now
Then what do
listen,
we say?
we know he's gonna go to war for
But
the
that
country
wasn't the
and
question.
the
That wasn't the
finding.
question. What
You
do
don't think
we
he's gonna
say?
deliver to make sure these people that they pay them taxes that's going from the other countries to bring the stuff here? You don't think he's gonna do that?
That's not my
He
question.
don't
My
he don't
question
gotta get
is,
nobody to
my
pass a law
question
for that.
is, in the event in which he does not deliver, because the same way how there's a possibility that he will deliver these things, there's the same possibility that he will not deliver those things. So, in the event in which he does not deliver some of these things that he is running on, then what will we say?
They're gonna talk stuff about him just like they do anybody else.
And that's my point.
Yeah, they
And that's
definitely gonna talk stuff about it just
That's
like they
all I'm
do anybody.
saying. That's all I'm saying. All they're gonna say is, "Well, Dad," and
Yeah,
that's what happens with every president. That's what happens with every president. They go up there and they give you a list of 20, 30 things that they're gonna do when they get in there, and then they get in there, and you might see them work on two or three. It's
yeah,
not just her. And that's what I
yeah,
don't like is the fact that she's the only one getting this narrative when literally every president has done the exact same thing, even down to Obama. Even
yeah.
down to Obama, he has ran on things that we had not seen him do when he was in there.
I agree.
But he didn't get the slack that she's getting because Obama had a better character and he was well accepted from the black community because he ran with class and he didn't have to play on using the black people and his black card to get the race. He ran on class and he was graceful and you can see that Kamala feels like she needs to use this black card. And that's what we can see. And that's the dishonesty that people don't like about this woman. Because again, if this was Michelle, we wouldn't be saying the same things about her just because she's a woman, just because she's black. Because Michelle had a better character. Michelle walked
Right.
around with class and grades, and she wouldn't be using celebrities like Glorilla. She wouldn't have Megan twerking at the
What up, my
rally.
guy?
She wouldn't have sexy putting two eye voted stickers on her butt cheeks and twerking around the way. She wouldn't need that. She would know that her policies are strong enough to take her where she needs to go. And Kamala does not have that same strength and confidence in herself. And it's obvious because if she feel like her party and her policies was strong enough to take her to the top, she wouldn't need all these endorsements from all these celebrities who have nothing to do with the politics. And that's just a fact.
But they understand that the young people look up to the celebrities and the celebrities appeal to the young people. So that's the angle. They're trying to get the young vote, that 18 to 25, right? So they
Mhm.
already know
No,
that
it's
these
not just about
people,
the young vote. It's about the young black vote. We have to be
yeah,
specific.
correct, correct. And
It's
that's
the
how they
young
gonna do
black
it.
vote because the celebrities that they're bringing now are not for the young white people. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
They are the raunchiest of the raun
They are
the
the
all four.
raunchiest of the
Yeah.
raunchiest, the face of the BET, the face of the club.
Yeah.
And that's not for the young white folk. It is for the
Yeah.
young black folk that she's trying to grab. That both of them are trying to grab, and it's sick. But like I said to you the other day, I can't really fault them too much because it's our fault that we let these people get so influential to us in the first place.
That's why I don't pay them no mind. That's what I'm saying. But when these situations start to come about, everybody want to try to tell everybody who why they should vote. Everybody, yo, you should do this, do it. Oh, oh, you vote for? Nah, they gotta vote for this person. Like, hold up, you don't even know these people. We just getting to know Kamala 100 days ago, right?
Yep.
So we really didn't know nothing about her in the White House. We didn't see her going to no meetings, doing. We didn't see her doing any involvement, right? And now she's in the seat to run. We just hearing about her 100 days ago, and we getting to learn that what is she going to do? She's just telling us this stuff. This is talk. Now, honestly, the young people that don't understand is going to be appealing to her because she's black, but she's
You
not
can't say
saying
that
anything.
because there are some young people that is appealing to this man again with the check. And that is on purpose. That was a play on the lack of education that the black people have about government.
He said, I don't even know any of her positions, really anything. All we knew that she was a prosecutor. That's all we know. She was a prosecutor and she was in San Francisco somewhere
But when
going
we
hard.
really think about it, right? When we really think about it, if we look on paper, right? Because I already
Mhm.
know how you feel about her being a prosecutor, and that's fine.
Can't
But when
stand.
we really look at her track record, when we look at her experience, her career, she is overqualified when we put her up next to on paper now. On paper, when we look at the credentials that Trump came in when he was first introduced to us versus the credentials that she came in when she was introduced to us, she won on that end. Her resume was
I
stronger as
disagree.
far as in government. She had more experience. Trump was not in any political positions, to my knowledge, before he decided to run. And that's a
But
fact.
Trump, years
He
and
was
years
in
ago,
business. He
but
was a
years and years ago,
businessman. He's a
before we was born,
businessman.
before you
And
know
that's what
Trump,
people love about Trump, the fact that Trump is a businessman. But if we want to talk about who was more qualified as far as being in government, she has more experience in government, in policy. Trump got his feet wet being the president when it came down to policy. And
I can agree with that.
he went in being the president with a business mindset. And for some people, a lot of people, that worked out well. You see what I'm saying? And that's a mindset, that business mindset that a lot of people wish that she had. Because to be a businessman the way that he is, like as successful as he was at the time, you have to be aggressive. And that's something that we have not seen from her.
So how are
And
we going
that's
to
where
put somebody that doesn't have those characteristics to run the entire
because
country?
for some people, some areas that he puts his aggression are not places that people want to put aggression in.
She said, so he has more political, or is she saying, so she has more, or he might be saying she has more political experience. I'm sure that she knows a little something, but I don't think that she was in, nah, she wasn't in no, I don't think she was in the politics though. She was a prosecutor, but I don't think she was up in the mix of
Well,
that stuff she's in now.
if you compare her role, right, as a prosecutor, somebody who spent a lot of time reading up on the law, executing the law, Trump was
You
not
know,
doing that. Trump
you
was
know
doing
Trump's sister was
business.
a federal judge.
That is Trump's sister. That was not Trump.
So that's in-house stuff. That's
But
in-house.
that is not Trump. That is Trump's sister. Because we can say that Kamala sat back and watched Joe for the last 4 years while he was sitting up there being president, and she was taking notes on what he was doing and how he played his
But
position. If
baby,
you want to bring
she's
that
still a
argument up,
woman though, baby. She's still a woman, baby. Women think different when it comes to those kind of situations than men.
and again, that's just the bias coming out because we wouldn't say that if this was Michelle. I promise you, you wouldn't hear yourself saying those things if
Yeah,
it was
but you
Michelle.
can see the difference of Michelle, her structure and aggression behind when she's handling business.
I agree, but
Kamala's
if you're
not
gonna
like
say
that.
that she is different, then say that she's different because that's just who she is. Don't attribute that to just her being a woman because not all women would lead like that. That's all I'm saying.
He said he was. My man said he was the president making the law of the land, and from executive branch. He was. Trump was doing his thing though. I can say Trump was doing his thing, and we felt when Trump was in there. Even when it snapped out at the end, we felt all that.
It's the energy and the things that he allowed to go on in the country. When we talk about like if you I'm sure if you ask some of the Jews at the time who were going through all those hate crimes, how they felt about the country and the state, they wouldn't be too happy. You see what I'm saying?
Right?
Like Trump has aggression in certain areas that turn people off. That's just what it is.
But he's just
He's
being
an aggressive
himself.
man, and people do appreciate the fact that he is being transparent and he is being himself, which I do agree that he is being more transparent than Kamala. And I feel like that's obvious. I feel like that's
Yeah.
obvious. But at the same time, just because you're transparent doesn't mean that I have to respect or agree with what you're being transparent about.
But we don't know anything about her now.
We
All
just
we know is
respect the
we
fact that you said it. I mean, thanks. But what you said, I didn't like. And that's just how a lot of people are taking it.
we don't know anything about her now. We don't know anything. Like she was in office for 4 years, and we don't know anything that's gonna resonate with us. It's
We
like
don't,
we're just doing this just
but
because.
let's argue this though, because if we really think back to when Obama was in office, did we hear much from Joe?
Hell no.
You see what I'm saying? So like
So
what is
so
this
now listen.
expectation? What is this expectation with hearing about her while she was the VP when we never heard any real movement about any of the
Oh,
VPs when they were in office?
so I want to say this. Yes. So now think about that. We didn't hear nothing from Joe while he was in there as vice president, and then he became the president, and we seen nothing. Think about this. Now we heard nothing from Kamala, and you expect her to get in there and see something different?
And I do agree that again, the way in which the sequence of events was set up did not help their case because you could have had, yes, sorry, you could add somebody else that was VP who could have stepped up and had a much stronger look than Joe, a much stronger look than what Kamala is about to do. And I do agree with
He
this
said.
comment here
He
that
said he
while it would
needs.
be great to have our first woman back president, she is the wrong candidate. Again, if this was Michelle, if
Yes,
this
I
was
agree.
Michelle, let's
And,
be honest.
and the other person say, Jalen, say tomorrow's election will depend on how many of us, and I mean black men, actually go vote that been yelling Trump. Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow election is definitely going to be on us, and I ain't vote. I'm gonna watch it on TV and talk about it
Lisa,
because I don't see no benefit. Whoever get it is going to benefit them.
yeah, it's gonna come down to us, but I think that like no matter what side you go for, I feel like it's very important as Black people for us to pay attention to how this campaign was run on both ends because it really showed clearly what they think we think.
That's what I'm saying. See, what it just, hey, bro, Raymond, like I wanted to vote, right? But the energy that they're displaying, the people that they are showing to me to tell me to go vote, is making me think that they think I'm stupid. So I'm not voting for nobody that thinks that I'm stupid, and I think that they think the people are stupid because they're
That's a
putting
fact. That's a
they're
fact.
putting
Sorry to
these
say,
people.
that is a fact. They
So
do think it's the we can tell by again the people that they brought out and the way in which they campaign, of course. And it's not just they don't think that everybody's stupid. It's just us.
yes, the people that they're trying to appeal to is us. So I can't even wrap my head around the energy you put to make me look at you as who you want me to, but you put this person that I don't value what they said. I don't value what Megan says, Cardi, Sexy Red, or Glorilla. When they start talking, it's like a bird brain talking to me. I'm like, oh my goodness.
And I agree, both sides, again, they brought out influential people that they felt like was going to move us. But unfortunately, we have to blame ourselves and take a little bit of accountability for that because we put these people in influential spaces. If we had more role models in our generation, they would have had a better pool to grab from. But unfortunately, there are no more Lauren Hills and Queen Latifahs and Alicia Keys. There are no more in this generation like that. Let's be honest. And so, how can we fault the fact that they are taking the people that we put up in this position?
Hey, yeah. This guy said, Jalen said, never thought I'd see so many Trump banners here in Detroit, especially in the hood. Yeah. Hey, listen. Anton Daniels, he from Detroit, and all he talk about is Trump. He like, yo, I'm Trump all the way. You know what I'm saying? He run
like
around with
I
the Making America Great hat on. He playing no games.
I agree with Raymond when he said it's all the better of the not great options. Both of them are not good, in my personal opinion. Both of them are not good. It's just who is not worse than the other. That is the question here when it comes to this race. That is the
I
question when
don't
it comes to this race.
I don't know. I don't know if we can categorize like that. Who is the
And if,
worst?
if you, I feel like who's the I do. I feel like who's the worst. I don't think that
I
one
think
is
they got the
better. I don't think one is better. I think it's the lesser of two evils. You're gonna see things from her that you don't like. You're gonna see things from him that you don't like. So it just depends on
But
what's
we gotta
what you
now
after.
we gotta put the personal things to the side and think about running the country. So we're right now thinking about the personal, how we personally feel.
Because the country runs on personal
Business.
things such
The
as
country runs on business, baby. You better
no,
understand.
no, when it comes down to the people and what the people are going to the ballots for, the people are not going to the ballots. You see what I'm saying? Thinking about the entire country in mind. I'm thinking about the table. I'm thinking about the table at my house. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking about those things. But that's
But
what I
we
told
gotta
you in
get
the other
out of that
comments.
though.
But that's what I told you in the other comments that even with that though, that's for your local councilman. You shouldn't be putting all your eggs in the basket of the president to make sure that you can pay your bills. That's not their role.
Well, people are looking at the president to deliver the prices of the things we buy at a good price. We don't want to be paying a high dollar for everything and they not address it. And we can see now Joe Biden and them hasn't been addressing this stuff. Why is everything so high and they continue to live their daily life like
And
we ain't
I
out here
agree.
just trying to make it? But you want
And
me to
I
support it.
agree. And how
That's
I
what
wish
my mind is at.
that there was a stronger, more aggressive, more assertive candidate on the other side.
Yeah, he said there is a lot of business in war. Another guy, Jalen said, you are right. It's sad that these two are the best they can come up with to run the country. And that's where I'm at. These are the
It's
best.
and that's pitiful to say that this is the best. That
I
is
don't
so
think we
pitiful
got to
to
choose
say.
them. Because we didn't choose Kamala. The people did not choose Kamala. She just was placed. So now we have no choice. It's like Trump, Kamala. We should have been able to have a choice to pick the person that's in her position. And they just put it there. So that's how you know it's not fair. You let the people make the choice on Trump, but when it came to the people picked Joe, I mean Joe was the runner for the Democrat. Now that he didn't run, you didn't let us make the option to pick the next person. You just forced her on us. we say we said
But
Trump.
that's how it would have went because he dropped out.
He
So
said Trump was saying,
we don't put the next nominee in place when the president drops out.
I thought
It's
they
him.
still, but they had a listen. They had like 8 or 10 people up there that was gonna go against Kamala, and
Hmm.
just out the blue they said, "Poof, Kamala."
It wasn't out the blue. It was her, in addition to about, like you said, 4 or 5 other strong candidates that could have been up for the VP position. But again, we wouldn't have had no part in selecting that. That was all him. That was all Joe. That was all
So,
Joe.
so Joe selected Kamala out of those people. That's what he had to do.
Well, she's the VP. I don't think that she had to be the next running mate just because she was the VP. But I feel like he felt that if he were to grab, and this is where I felt like he faulted, because I felt like he thought that if he grabbed somebody new, that that wouldn't have went that would have went worse than picking somebody that we've already seen. But I feel like what Joe didn't take into consideration was the fact that we felt like we still haven't seen her even though she was there. So it might have been better for him to pick somebody that was
Yes,
brand
yes,
spanking new.
yes. That's what I think. And now, what did the guy say? He said, Trump was saying no tax on tips and no income tax. That means no federal tax out of your check. I would rather have Oprah. Jalen said 50 governors, over 300 congressmen, and a senator, and this is what they gave us to choose from. Yeah, or Tyler Perry in drag. Crazy. Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah, the candidates aside, the candidates aside, and I feel like Joe should have just started fresh with somebody new. I really do. I feel like like if he would have picked somebody we've never seen, that we would have been in a much better position. Democrat, like on the Democrat side, they would have been in a much stronger position. But to pick somebody that has been sitting there that we haven't heard from, that the people have been open and complaining about, I feel like was not a strong move on his end.
at all,
and it shows.
at all.
And it shows
And I
he
think
should have started fresh.
I think that the
And
people are
that and
looking at that.
that really did hurt him. I feel like that really did hurt his position, and that really strengthened Trump because of course Trump was like, "Oh, you want to pick the person that's been sitting here and ain't do nothing." So of course, when he goes out to places, he's gonna be like, "Well, the person that's running against me, she been there, and you ain't feel nothing, right?" So
Yeah,
that's been his whole spiel. So I feel like Joe should have dismantled that because Trump wouldn't have even been able to say that if he would have picked somebody brand spanking new.
right. Yeah, yeah. But he
But
didn't.
he didn't. But he didn't.
But he didn't. So
But he didn't. Unfortunately, he chose her, and it's like, oh man, like,
it's like I don't see it happening.
and like you said, a lot of people are not voting because they are in support of the person. They are voting because they are against the other person.
Yeah,
That's what a
yeah.
lot of people are doing this
That's
race. It's
bad.
not,
Hey, that's a bad way to look at it. That's a bad
but
way to
like
go.
he said, it's about the lesser of the two evils. It's not about who's gonna do good. It's about who's gonna do less bad. Sick.
He said, "Say Trump gets in, what do you think happens, right?" Nah, I think if Trump get in there, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be under control.
I don't
I think.
know.
I think
You know
if
what's funny? I think that he is going to bring control as far as our international relationships. But when
yeah,
it comes to in house, like I said, Trump is known for falling back and letting those people on those other like hate
yeah,
spectrums just
yeah,
do whatever.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people look
I
at
can
that
agree with
because
that.
they're like, we live here. You see what I'm saying? So it's like if I don't feel safe in where I'm living and the person that's running it is enabling all these crazy people to go and do whatever, you see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It takes the
Yeah,
focus off of how he's strengthening our international relationships. Because again, I live here.
yeah. I feel you. Yeah, he's definitely going to strengthen the international relationships. We know that, and here, I just think none of the presidents focused on what they should do here, as in getting the stuff under control. Because this stuff's been going on forever. All we see in our communities is killings. That's it. It's killings every day in all of our communities across the world, and they're just letting it go on because it's in their community, in our community. When it goes outside of the community, then that's when they want to address
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, like I said, I wish that Joe would have had a different thought process when he put her in there because I really feel like he thought that because she was there and she wasn't as new, because she was a woman and because she was black, and he knew that that was going to appeal to black people who wants to see a woman, who wants to see a black person in it, that he thought that that was going to get um the votes on the Democratic side. And unfortunately, that turned out not to be the case because we all wish that he would have picked somebody brand new. Brand spanking new.
it. And I think that that's why it's not a good look. You know, they got
And
people.
that might have cost him. That might have
Yeah,
cost him the race.
yeah. I think
Yep.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna see today though.
Real talk, do you consider her black? I just don't consider her white. I don't know what she is, but I don't consider her to be white.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't consider
That's
her black though because how she handles herself. She don't handle herself as a black woman, but when she's trying to appeal to the black people, she makes it look like. You know what I'm saying? We say Trump don't care how people get along. Here, as long as the money is flowing, he truly believes money makes people happy. And money doesn't make everybody happy, you
Yep,
know.
yep. And that's something that people are looking at. Like I said, so it's going to depend on what is more important to you because the people whose pockets are straight are not going to think about what he's doing to keep the money flowing. My money is good, regardless of who's in office. See what I'm saying? But who is in office is going to determine who's enabling the crazies to be out.
Right?
Because
The crazy
that's something that I can't control.
You
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 know what I'm
know
saying?
it's gonna
I
be some
can't, I
crazy
can't,
come out.
I couldn't have sent a tweet out on January 6th and told the people like, "Yo, chill out." I couldn't do that.
Right.
Whether you know what I'm saying, whether my package was fought or not, I couldn't do that. That was him.
He
Who's
said,
gonna
who's gonna
freedom
feed
her?
them herbs? Trump or Kamala? Ah,
Go talk to the people. Go talk to the person up here. Let me see. I think both of them touched it, but they all gonna say anything. But doesn't matter if they legalize it or not. We're gonna do what we want to do. Let's talk about it.
yeah,
Doesn't matter whether they legalize it or not. We're gonna do what we want to do. Come on now.
yeah. Her real name is Kamala Emhoff. That's her husband's
That's
last
his
name.
last name.
Yeah, but they telling us Harris.
Again, who cares? Again, she's not white. Like who cares? Who cares? Like that's what I don't see why that's just such a big like thing. I think that what's more important and what's displeasing people is that they see that she is trying to use the black card to get the black vote. Like, but
Yeah,
it's not about the fact of whether she is black or not. Like, who cares if the woman is purple? She's not white. And that's different to people. That's just what it is.
yeah, yeah. It's just different to the people. Yeah, and I don't think she gonna do anything different than what she been doing. So I can't find myself. It's nothing about her that appeals to me. You know, I keep thinking about
We
how
wouldn't
she did.
relate to Emo. Emo Paris, she would have presented the same. She would have presented the same. She look how she
Nah,
looked.
we wouldn't
She
have
talk how
related
she
to
talk.
Emo. We wouldn't have
She look
related
how
to
she
Emo.
look. She look how she look, and she talk how she talk. It would have been the same. It would have been
Nah,
it would have been the same.
you
Harris
think
is not
so?
no Harris ain't no renowned black name. Like please, please. I'm pretty sure I could scoop up some white people with a last name Harris. Like, please, she would have looked the same, she would have presented the same, and she would have moved the same. But I think, like I said, what is messing the black people up is the fact that we can see the difference in how she moves when she's around black people. We didn't see that with Obama, and we didn't see that with Michelle. Those two, they were consistent. No matter who they was around, they acted the same. And she does not do that.
Yeah,
And she does not do that.
yeah. He said maybe I'm in the hood of Detroit, and no, they wouldn't.
She wouldn't relate to emo, but she again, she's not white. That's all I'm gonna say. No, would they have related to her as much? Probably not. But again, she's still not white.
But she act like it.
That is what it comes down to, and that's what people are unhappy with. Is the fact that when she gets around a group, she does too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
she like this.
we didn't see Obama having to prove that he was black, and Obama is half white. That's the
Right.
thing. Obama is actually half white, and he still didn't feel like he had to go into those rooms and play it up. You know what I'm saying? When he went around certain people, he
But he
acted the
was acting
same,
too. He's a good actor too.
but
But
his acting is consistent.
yeah, and you can tell he got black in him though. You can tell. She's trying to just appeal to the white folk. You understand what I'm saying? But now that she needs us, she done turned her hat this way, right? Woo! Threw her shit back like
I
this.
do agree.
You hear
Like
me? And
she
listen,
is cringy. She is cringy when she does things like that. When she talks to certain black people and she starts doing the y'all and like and she starts throwing in lingo that like it sounds
we
so
all
like
human
ew.
first and need to get back to that. And I agree. I agree. We definitely need to get back to that.
They're too focused on what color she is. Like, look at the woman could have been purple. Yes. Who cares?
That she could have been purple. We were still looking at she was a
She
prosecutor sending people to jail. I'm never voting for a prosecutor. You
Well,
crazy?
that's your right, baby.
Yeah. Never.
That's your right. I'm gonna slide. This was such a great live. I'm
Yeah.
gonna slide and catch my plane.
All right. All right. Well, listen. I'll get with you later.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, man. I just don't see Kamala getting it, but what y'all think, man? Y'all think she gonna be able to pull this one off? I don't see it happening. I see Trump winning this one, and Kamala trying to see the people, man. She done pulled Sexy Red and all them in to appeal to the younger generation, and I can't see people with some sense voting for her. She's not doing anything for the people, nothing. She's only gonna tell us the stuff that's gonna make us want to vote for her. Man. Joe did the same thing, and we ain't see nothing from him. So you fool me once, shame on me, huh? Fool you twice, shame on you. I can't let you to continue to fool me when I know you really don't have good intentions. You're just telling me this because you're running against somebody that you don't want to win. And we got to be real. It's a long time. It is a long time from the winter to January 20th, and a lot can happen between that. Yeah, the thing that sticks on me is in the past, she has talked really bad on people of color. And we really got to be honest about that. Don't nobody want to talk about that. It's that she changed her hat around. Now she want to be on their side, and we supposed to just gravitate to that. That's what we need to be paying attention to. She knows what to say to us to grab our attention, man. And she got our attention. She put the sexy reds in front of us. And I don't even listen to that stuff, but that's the younger generation. She put that in front of us. And now people looking at her like, this is it. When she's gonna deceive the people. Trust me. And yeah, January what is that? January 5th or 6th, whenever they're gonna take over office. But we gonna know before then, So the votes is about to come, they about to come out. But I know they do the transfer of power in January. And I I just don't see her getting it. And if she do get it, we gonna see how the world go. I'm gonna be here checking it out. Plus, she's been locking people up for weed convictions, and that's what I said. I said that she was locking people up, sending them to jail for lengthy sentences. But she said that for minor, she wasn't. Come on, man. When you're a prosecutor and you're instructed to do that job, nobody is exempt. Unless y'all come up with a deal, nobody's exempt. She's gonna put the pressure on anybody as a prosecutor, as her job. So it was somebody that was on the news talking about how she sent him to jail and she knew he was innocent. And she smiled about it. Guy talked about that on the news, man. You gotta understand, when you are a prosecutor, your job is to convict people regardless if they're guilty or not. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking like I want to be fair. No, your job is to get conviction. Your number rate has to be high as a prosecutor. And that's what she was into. She was putting numbers up. So, like she said, she was putting numbers up. We got to take that for face value. She's untrustworthy. The prosecutors aren't trustworthy because they have to be snakes to do their job. So we got to call a spade a spade. You know, Kamala is definitely misleading a lot of women, especially the women that are looking for some type of hope. But she knows how to say those things that get them intrigued to what she wants. But we already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? He said that's why using the people she's using, all people she's using all these rallies throw you off. Yeah, that throw me straight off. Once I seen Megan, Cardi, and I'm like, come on, man. I'm not listening to them. Are you crazy because they have money? I'm not listening to them. I know they ain't got no sense. They just was put in that position because they're making other people money. You understand that? Cardi, Megan, Glow, and Sexy Red are making big labels money. So yes, they're going to make sure they put them out there. But they're not nobody to listen to. They're not nothing to look up to. Why would you want to look up to something like that? I'm happy that they made it out of life, out of the struggles they were in, but it's nothing appealing from them that we should be looking up to. We can enjoy their music and be entertained, but it's nothing to be that I want to look up to them. You know what I'm saying? We got to be real about that. Prosecutor becomes judges and judges become politicians. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Prosecutors is untrustworthy, for real. And I know they move up in the ladders. They all work together. You know, they got law degrees. Prosecutors, lawyers, criminal defense lawyers, and judges, they all go to school for law. They all take up law. So, yeah. But she coming to this game trying to let the people think that she's for the people. She really got black people thinking that she for them. And they like, I'm voting for her. It's been a few people though that came to me and said, I know you voting for Kamala. I'm like, why? Oh man, cause she's black. I'm like, nah, that's not my style. I don't see nothing uh that she told me that she was going to do for the people. So I just can't put her in position so I can cry about her being there later. Cause that's all people going to do. The people that put her in position, they're going to cry later about what she didn't do or what she can't do because she has to get whatever she's trying to do passed through Congress. And if they don't agree with it, then it's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? They have to make an agreement to say, yeah, I'm with this. If they're not with it, it's not going to happen. Even if she tells us she's going to do this. And we have to understand that the president really doesn't run the country as we think. They got to get say so from others. They have to submit it to a group of other people that have to make a decision. People fight against the presidents all the time. That's why there's always issues. But what I can say, the president don't have to ask Congress about the decision they're going to make with the countries we deal with. You understand what I'm saying? That's an executive decision. Imagine voting for someone just because of their skin color. And that's the crazy thing. I'm telling you, this is what these young girls and people out there are doing. He's like, yo, I'm voting for Kamala. Even the old heads, because the person that came to me was 60. She like, and it's my boy's mom. She like, hey man, you voting for Kamala? I'm like, nah, she's kind of upset at me. I'm like, I just can't do it. And when I explained to her why, I know she probably really didn't understand, but that's my decision. I can't see why. You can't just sit here and put some celebrities in front of me to convince me to be on your side. I really want to know what you're going to do for us. Make make me a believer that way. Don't try to trick me and make me believe what you said. And that's what she's doing to everybody. She's tricking people to make them think what she wants them to think. In all actuality, who knows she's going to be able to get that 25,000 passed. And like bro said earlier, all the people going to do is raise the houses up 25 more thousand. It's like the game. They're going to adapt to the game. And then I say, she going to tell the women that she's gonna give them $6,000 for the first year, it's gonna be a lot of 18-year-olds going out there getting pregnant, not understanding, thinking about I'm gonna get this $6,000. And we really got to be honest about that. Like, they're gonna be going out there saying, I'm gonna have a baby so I can get the $6,000. Let's be real, man. He said, I don't understand over the last 4 years why she didn't advise Joe to put some of these things out on the table to try to get passed. And that's what I'm saying. They wasn't concerned about making sure the people was straight, man. They was concerned about whatever they was dealing with the other countries giving them assistance. That's all we heard. They was giving other countries millions. And we over here struggling. And think about this. She got $100 million in the campaign. She ain't helped no kids out. She wasn't helping no schools out. This is the problem we're having. Our schools are out of whack. Teachers are underpaid. Schools look like trash. They got heat and air conditioning problems. How does the schools have these kind of problems when the people that got the schools up print the money? Come on, man. It's like they want to keep us suffering, but then tell us to go vote for them. The schools look like trash, man. They're messed up. That should be a major concern. We shouldn't be voting for somebody unless they're talking about the schools and the things that really mean something to us from the start. Because you already know we got to have that education to level up. So they ain't talking about that. That's the crazy thing. They say, it's that powerful first, woman and a black on the top of that. It's a powerful psychological operation. Ukraine billions try to go on emergency, even if you got insurance, you're gonna wait 12 years, I mean 12 hours. Damn, to get service in the hospital? Wow. I tried to tell my niece, you know how many hoops you're gonna go through to get this 25,000 for a house, and that's if it gets passed. And that's what I tell people. They're not just giving 25,000 out, and when she says it, she makes it real appealing to the people. And honestly, the people she's saying this to doesn't even understand how to buy a house. They're not even probably ever going to make an attempt to buy a house. But what she's saying is so appealing, it makes you want to be intrigued about her. For real. Like, she's telling you real good, I'm gonna give you 25 to 6,000, all that. But she got to get these things passed. She's not giving it out of her pocket. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like she's really manipulating the people to vote for him, man. And people not paying attention to that. She's manipulating people to get them to vote, telling them, I'm gonna do this, but not saying that I'm gonna present these things to Congress to see if they get passed. But the game is so rigged that they don't even have to enlighten you that. They just tell you these things, get you hopeful in it, and make you get involved, put your vote in, and if it don't go through, they never address it. They don't say nothing about it later. It just didn't go through. And then at the end of their term, they try to bring some topics up that they think that appeal to you to get you back into it. Like, if she does get elected, the people are going to see. If she does, they're going to see. And the people that voted for her is going to be disappointed that they voted for her. The same way with Joe Biden. The people that standing in them lines and voted for Joe Biden are disappointed. If somebody's happy, let me know. Because everybody I talked to about voting for Biden, they like, the man got up there and said, you're not black if you don't vote for me, man. He's a white man. That doesn't even sound right. Why would he say something like that? Come on, man. Because that lets you know how they look at us, man. That really lets you know how they look at us, man. The guy is telling you you're not black if you don't vote for me, and he's a white man. That tells you specifically how he looks at you. And then you don't hear nothing else from that man. The games, man. You're right. My biggest thing with all the politicians recently, none talk about education. Our kids are so far behind, especially in a city like Detroit. Half of the public schools that was 15 years ago. He did not even forgive the student debt. Yeah, you got to think about that. They try to tell you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and he said he was gonna forgive the student debt. He had all the college people hyped up about this, and it didn't even work out. So he didn't deliver, man. It's like, when are we gonna come and wake up and see that they're deceiving us every time, man? They are deceiving us, telling us that they're going to do things that they know that the Congress is not going to pass, man. So you get hyped up and go vote for the people, and they already know that Congress isn't going to pass this stuff. Like, the manipulation game is at another level, and they understand that us down here don't understand. And the ones that do understand don't have enough volume to enlighten the people. You hear me? Because your brain is telling you maybe this way, maybe that way, maybe this way, maybe that way. But then in the end, we see it never happens, man. We got to pay attention to this, man. They've got this trickery down to a science. And at the end, they have to go to Congress to get this stuff passed. We got to pay attention to that, man. You're right. He said that because they wouldn't pass it, and he knew it. You hear me? Bro, he said that he was going to get the student loan forgiveness and all this because he knew they weren't going to pass it. They know that these things are not going to get passed. So they tell you these things. And that's why Trump is showing you how the justice system is working, because how they going against him. They told him, if you don't run, we'll drop the charges. Pay attention. The manipulation game is at an all-time high. And we should respect somebody showing us the inside of this game, because we got somebody at the forefront trying to appeal to the black people that is deceiving us. Like, she's really deceiving us, but trying to make us believe something that really doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? They know that certain things won't get passed because the other side has to agree too. It has to be an agreement to get this, right? So yeah, I can say whatever I want to you to get you intrigued into voting for me. But if it doesn't get passed and I don't deliver, you can't fault me. Pay attention to that. If I tell the people I'm gonna do all these things and I present them to Congress and they don't get passed, you can't fault me because I tried. But knowing that Congress is not going to pass it because that's not what they're concerned with. We got to really pay attention to that. Them college students going to remember that tomorrow, especially the middle class ones. They better, they better, they better, because they still got to pay them debts. Y'all told these people that they're going to have student loan forgiveness, man. And the crazy thing is, y'all print this money. But you understand, they know they got to get it passed, though. I'll tell you this to get you on my side, even if it happens or not, man. It's a wicked game, man. And they know how to play it. We just the pieces in the game, not understanding. So for that there, it just keeps me out of it, man. I can't get excited with the BS. I can't allow them to keep misleading me. And I know they're misleading. You know, It's the difference when you don't know. And I understand some younger people might not know and understand, and I understand it. But once you start knowing and understanding, it's like I'm lying to myself now. And I can't do that. I'm just lying to myself, telling myself that she's gonna do something that I know she has to go get past. And we gotta enlighten each other on these things, man. We really gotta enlighten each other when these situations are happening. Like, yo, all right, well, she's saying she's gonna do this, but you know that it has to get approved first, right? Because the people thinking that it's etched in stone that she's giving this 25,000 to 6,000 first year for the kid, and she's gonna legalize marijuana after she sent several people to jail. You know, and they say, oh, she didn't send up. Yeah, she sent people to justice prosecutor. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? But she's telling us she's gonna legalize marijuana, the 6,000 for the year, and the 25,000. Marijuana is not getting legalized until they want it to get legalized. And right now, they're tooth and comb and nailing the business part of the marijuana. You understand what I'm saying? Once they get the business part down packed, that's why they open up. Once they get that business part, then it's gonna go legal because then they got the business structure. That's why it's not legally federal right now because the business part is not down packed. Okay, he said, I mean, free healthcare would be nice. Canada figured it out. How dumb are we? But it's the games. They want to keep us bleeding, man. You got to understand, we voting for these people, right? And they want to keep us bleeding. We wonder why we can't get above water. We're just making it because they keep putting all these extra bills in place for us to pay. The games, instead of getting it cleared, the interest on their loans, it went up 3%. Ooh, it went up. Mm, yeah, it's like the games they play, but they said they was giving out forgiveness. You hear me? They said they giving out forgiveness, but it went up. That's the game. We the people approved it. We got to our congressional reps, and they act on our behalf. Yeah, but if they not saying that they're gonna approve the loan forgiveness, we can want it. It ain't gonna happen. That means nothing. Weed is legalized in like 18 states already. Like here in what's it, Michigan. Okay. I mean, weed is legal on a state level in certain states, but it's not federally legal nowhere. See, and that's the game with the weed right now. Because if you get too big on the weed right now, the feds can come in and strip you because it's not federally legal. It's like a lot of games that they play, and we don't understand them because we're not in that field. But we got to pay attention to what is going on. You know, these people are professionals at manipulating us. You hear me? Professionals. And as the years go on, we're seeing it. We are seeing it that they have been manipulating us for years. And some people want to still keep a blind eye to it, but we just got to be honest. He said, I'm in Texas and you can get 20 years for it, one of the strict states. Hey, I heard about Texas. I heard about that. Freedom Herbs. Hey, yeah, listen, I'm with you. I heard about Texas still holding on people for bud. Yeah, so you don't know what state uh they want to run down on. When the feds want to come through, whoever they feel is above their britches, they got the opportunity to run down because it's not federally legal. The game. And we supposed to take what Kamala is saying for face value because she's saying it. Man, the game is rigged, man. So I already know she not really for the people, man. She just understands how to manipulate the people. Pay attention to them. In life, right? The people that sell the best hope are the most successful people. The hope sellers, man. For real. Whoever can sell hope the best is gonna win, man. The game of life, man. Champ, man. I appreciate y'all rocking, man. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to the channel, man. If y'all can hit that like button, man. You know, it's your boy DZ, man. And we've been rocking. I'm gonna come back later on in the morning, and we're gonna rap some more, man. So make sure I hit that subscribe button, man. He said, yeah, Detroit got just as many dispensaries as liquor stores now. Yeah, heck, most sell both. Yes, yes, yeah. The dispensaries is like they beefing up. The tobacco shops, they turning into dispensaries. That's the thing. It's like the bud is everywhere, everywhere. And they got like the tobacco stores, they selling the bud out the store, but the feds is running down on some of them when they want to. You know what I mean? And the DEA, it depends on, I guess, how they pumping it. Because some of them is pumping it like the street. And I ain't even gonna lie. They got some of these stores now, they're pumping it like the street. I'm like, damn. And it's like out the store. So you see the game. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of game, man. You got to pay attention to it. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. And I'm gonna come back and rock with y'all, man. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody that's rocking with you, boy, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And I like having Trap House on every corner. Yeah, that's what it is. You got a Trap House on every corner. That's what it is. It's on every corner, every corner. And it's like they just popping up everywhere. Everybody wants to have a smoke shop now because they got the weed in it. People gonna go buy it there, even though it's that hemp. And some of them got the weed in there. Some of them shops got weed. They just saying that it's hemp. You understand what I'm saying? They calling it hemp, but some of them shops just got the weed in there. You know what I mean? Because I seen this one shop, these dudes was in there getting some bud. They was asking them, you ain't the cops. I'm like, oh, this is a smoke shop, ain't it? Look at asking people was the cops. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, listen, the street guys ain't making no money like that with that bud. Cause everybody go to the store. They going straight to the store, man. And then they even got different places that deliver it to you. You can buy it online and they send it to your door. So it then got beefed up real heavy. They send it to your door, man. But yo, I'm out here, y'all, man. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. It's your boy DZ. It's not about the setback, it's about the get back. Nah.